They don't, there's Dr. Lane that, you know, something pretty heavy. It happened to not say that. It don't say the Quran. And the Sunnah, it says the Quran and my itriti, that means my family. Itriti alum bayt. Itriti means not somebody stay at the house or something, but personal family ties, right? Well, I never heard of that. That's because you ain't listening. Listen to all the books, eternity and right, it's all around. Look, and then you get the ones that follow that. They said, since we follow that, all that other stuff, we don't have to listen to neither. They worse, they bad as the other guys. They all going somewhere together, probably. I don't know. Yeah, because they're the same guys. One just wearing his pants real short, and the other ones don't care about that. They call themselves different names, but they do the same basic thing. If they with us, then you all right. If you ain't with us, you ain't all right. And you don't have to accept the whole lot. You can accept the whole Quran, but there's one little part to misfind it. You know what I mean? And so, see that right there? That's a, yeah. You know, the title of the talk today is Negrocious. Negrocious, like your gross paycheck, you know, is all of it. You know, not just. So Negrocious is a big Negro. Yeah, that's what it technically means. So in order for us to practice with Negro characteristics, we're going to have to be big. That means we're going to have to study each and everybody, and we can't be isolatory. We can't isolate these as Iranians and this is it, these Pakistanis. We told them, I remember it was 5:30. That means that was May the 30th, 1982 in LA. I got the lecture. I gave a lecture on we don't need Pakistanism, we don't need Iranianism, we don't need none of those isms. All we want is Islam. So some of the tablet, I know what tablet, you can call it what you want. Imam Musa, some people that say that are like government agencies, people that support a certain revolutionary concept. When they say Iranianism, I said, I don't know what the H-E-double-L you're talking about. I said, everybody teach us Islam according to where they got it from. They don't mean no harm. And when they tell you what I'm teaching you Islam. The Pakistanis teach us, they might as well be teaching us Hanafism. They don't say this is Hanafism, but that's what it is. When you get around, you study, you read Fatawa Rahimi and all them stuff, you say, and the Iranians, they teach you what they've been taught. And they call that Islam. That's what they call it. It's not their fault, that's what they've been taught. And they're going to teach it to us and they're going to tell us that's Islam. The beauty about even those early days is we had all that book and all those literature, and we didn't let people put us in one little box. That's how we got lucky and got the whole picture of Islam. All other Negroes, they got a side view, or a front view, or a back view. They didn't get the whole thing. Quality time for spiritual development. Visit all types of environmental offices. This is a thing for here now. You notice we do a lot of little trial things. Like we went, let's say to what's the office over there, CARE. We went over to CARE 4 or 5 times, did a little talk. Okay, we've been there now, that's fine. We went downtown. And we participated in the stuff there. participate, get our analysis, see what it is, right? And goodbye. We didn't say what's the sense of us staying there any longer. What, to convince them of what? They already got all the police on their side, and now it's fun to see them play it out, right? So, okay, bye-bye, nice talking to y'all, right? We got the point. And we went and we seen it, and then we went over here and over there. But it's the same thing now. In order to show the world a better way, now we have to start incorporating that language. So when I say visit all offices, I don't know if y'all remember, I had a little bitty thin pamphlet on trees and the environment, you know, and to see how nice they are, what they produce, how much water they hold. I didn't know that one tree could hold, I don't know, it was 57 gallons, 57,000. It was some huge amount that the tree hold in the ground, you know what I mean? It's right out there. So they have environmental offices, they have all kind of offices right here in D.C. That's one thing about D.C. You're right in the capital, everybody got an office here. So we'll get a chance to go around and collect all their literature and read all their literature. And they'll have a meeting tomorrow or next week or next month, or they'll have some Zoom on the website, and we'll get on there with them. And after several months or a while, we'll be familiar with them. They'll be familiar with us. We'll refine our ideas about this new worldism, this environmentalism, right? Because we're just saying the things we're saying based on our own research. But it's broad research. Now, when we start organizing our plan for the future, we have to have a broad vision, but some details, right? What are we going to do with the economy? If we're going to make a new world, right, then some people are going to have to come off work. What are we going to do while they're not working? Well, we're going to give them some money. So where's that money coming from? It's going to come from the people who's got it, right? Because they can give it to some of the people that ain't got it till they can work, till we can get all these aircraft carriers and battleships pulling great rescue missions all around the world, right? Yeah, we clean up plastic, ain't no problem, we'll clean it up. We messed it up, we clean it up. And as we do more of it, we'll study better ways, more improved ways to do it, right? We might have something blow at the bottom of the ocean a little bit, blow the stuff up, then we sweep it. You know what I mean? Without destroying anything around, we'll do it in the time. You know, it's gonna be all right. We can do that. The human being can do that. We got the technology and we got the people that want to do it, right? And we can go from the beach to 1 mile, and then from 1 mile to 12 miles out, and then have another crew. They out there on the big ocean. They might stay out there, I don't know how long. Then they come home, you know, big helicopter pads. One of them aircraft carriers can pull. If they can put a prison like on the big barges, right, a penitentiary, right, on a barge, they could have a whole mile-long trees and forests for you to run through, right? Then they can have another half a mile where everybody lives, right? Then they can have another half a mile where all the plastic is picked up and is remelted and is put in big blocks, right? And all you have to do is keep them balanced, right? So I'm on this side of the bar, so it's unlimited what we And they don't have to be out there long. They can do short periods or years at a time. Years at a time. Because even you got a mile of stuff, you can grow all your fruits and vegetables, all that, and run through it, and get the beauty of trees and that. And have birds in there flying around. Yeah. And you don't have to keep no top on it, because the bird's going to fly out about a block and they're going to realize it ain't nowhere to land, so we better, right? Yeah, after you get out a while, you can let the top back. You don't have to keep them in no little, but they want to exercise. They get out and fly around a little bit, and they fly right back. All of that stuff is easy to do. If we, with our background, can do it, there's too many people, we might have more sense than most people because of the way we're training ourselves. See, okay, we get the stuff from scholars, from workers, from everybody. They may get it just from reading a book about it, photovoltaic cells. It was one of my friends. It was 40-something years ago. He was in the penitentiary with me, and we used to call him Solar Sam. Gordon is a white guy. He taught me about photovoltaic cells. I hung around with all Negroes, but I also taught the white people how to do time. That was my mission, to help them, because they would look at us, we laughing and talking, and say, they come straight from the street to camp. And we in camp, well, how did you get here? Oh, I was in the pen for 18 years and I come out. And we laughing and talking, and they turning gray-headed. I mean, I'm telling you, I was in Florida, one of the white guys, one of the Teamster lawyers, they stole $21 million in those days. That's big money. And they gave the guy's wife $35,000 a year. That was a lot of money then. That's like $200,000-300,000 now. To live and what have you. And I left him in Florida. We used to talk. He was a Jewish guy. And they sent him to a prison down, and I think of it in Texas. And when I was going to California, I came across and I met him again. He was bent over, he couldn't hardly, I said, man, and that was only a few months. That's how time affected them. They wasn't used to doing time. You can give a Negro 30, 40 years, he gonna turn flips or whatever he do, because he's used to it. He expects it. He expects it. So I used to have a class, we'd be sitting close, after the 4 o'clock count. And the Negroes used to wonder, what is Big Hank doing? I'm a guru, and I was teaching the white boys how to do time. Because they didn't know how to do time. This is not what I give back to the society. There was no charge or nothing, but I'm teaching them the attitude you gotta have to do time. Remember, for us, doing time is natural. For them, the big bank guys, they would come and teach a class. I would have them come on Tuesday night to teach a class on banking, on all the stuff that this guy stole $2 million. It ain't that much, well, it was a little bit then. They're big bankers. And they teach the Negro about trust. I knew the Negro didn't know nothing about nothing except I'm gonna get me big money, and then I'm gonna go to jail as usual, and I'm gonna come out broke as usual, and so the white folks, what I was doing was transferring what we know to them, and I was having them come and transfer what they know to us. everything, like hypnotherapy and all of that. One of my best friends, he was a hypnotherapist. So one he come in, Tuesday night class, he started, and just see yourself on an elevator, and the sign says down, and you're going deeper and deeper. The elevator opens, and you see a sign. It's a velvet carpet, and it says down, and you're going deeper and deeper. Now me and Diamond Jim was just looking at him. The guy up in the front, boop, he was out. Cause see, they would do that for losing weight, for stopping smoking, you know, hypnotize you, which wasn't hypnotism. So I asked him, I said, man, the homeboy up there, as soon as you start talking, he was out like a light. He said he wanted to be hypnotized. I could have just spun around on the top, he would have been hypnotized. He wanted to be hypnotized. And the others, they're non-resistant. I said, what about me? Me and Diamond, ain't nobody out there sitting there looking. He said, you didn't want to be hypnotized. Ain't nothing nobody can do. Can nobody make you be hypnotized? You're sitting there looking at them and, you know, not paying attention. And, you ain't with me. Well, you can't. You know what I mean? Like, you know. Anyway, so we transferred the knowledge that they have for us. Because I wanted the brothers to be successful. I was a Muslim by then, and I couldn't teach, you know, anything haram. Just to go down to South America, get y'all hook up. I couldn't do that then because it was haram. But I could teach them, have the white folks come and teach them how to hide your money. How, if you get a problem, you don't lose everything. They don't kick your door down and you got $2 million under the floorboard in the house, as usual. Right? It's terrible. Some Negroes have money in a mattress and a coffee can. Niggas have money in a mattress. They do. They'll put it wherever it come to them. They'll put it in a coffee can. Just stay with them. Big money. And if it's a little box this big, candy box, you know, the little metal candy, you turn that money sideways. You have $300,000 in a little candy box. White man come in. Well, Danny boy, look like we done found your money. Man, you can't take all my little money. Yeah, well, just stand by and see what happens. Anyway, it's the sharing of stuff. So we have to show the world a better way. Like I said, Gordon taught me about photovoltaics, all the stuff they're doing now. See, Gordon was one of them white men like way back in the 50s, one white man invented a carburetor where your car could get 100 miles a gallon. Well, he'd run off the highway, somebody killed him. Right, well, who killed him? Well, just look around and see who would benefit. The gas company, in those days they had 4-barrel carburetors, I don't know if y'all remember them. 4-barrel carburetors, some big old engines, 4-barrel carburetors, and the racing cars had 2 4s. That means 8 barrels, 8 jets. The car would run off 1 jet. Or they had 3 2s, 3 deuces, that means 3 2-barrel carburetors, that means 6 jets. Yeah. And then you got about 1 mile a gallon. Now, suppose you come out with a new invention where you can regulate this carburetor, and you get 100 miles a gallon. Man, they're going to get rid of you. Well, Gordon, he was from up in Oregon. Boy, Gordon built them. Them houses were sealed shut. We call them solar sound because, when they got heat in it, it stayed. And any heat came in from the outside, he would show whether you could put a little bit or bricks here, the sun will heat these bricks, and the bricks will heat, you know what I mean? All kind of little stuff. That's just auxiliary stuff. And that's why he was in prison. He wasn't a criminal, he didn't do nothing. So I hung around, I said, well, Gordon, what about all of this? He said, so he taught me about all the stuff they're talking about, environmentalism, photovoltaic cells. I hear it every day on the news. They're still talking about that now, and that was 40 years ago. I still have the tapes right now. I don't know what it all means, but it was an education, it was something to do. The thing about the transfer of knowledge, there's funny things happen all the time. For instance, you take 4481 right over there. 4481, okay, it's not stalling, but remember we asked Muhajir to come by, and electricity, we didn't want him to do that, but it stalls a little bit. Not stalls a little bit, stalls a long time. That must have been, it could have been 4 months ago.
Yeah, right at the time of COVID.
Yeah, that's a while back. Right there, okay. Okay, if it could be anything. Lighting, plumbing, it's just there. But whatever it is, there's gonna be one little piece missing. It'll take 100 years to fix it. All the time. Right now, the cabinet's over there. Yes, cabinets. Just one little piece missing to fix the plumbing part of it. It's okay. It's all right. I mean, I got all the time in the world. But that's what happens. Right there. I'm not saying it could have been fixed a long time ago, or we could have painted it and put the carpet down. It does make a difference, but it has a pattern, and it's always that pattern. If I can do something, paint or fix it, we got the house ready, we jacked it up to put all those pieces of wood in there and stuff. It took what it take, 2, 3, 4 days maximum, right? That's because we know what to do. But when somebody else knows what to do, well, so maybe we just learn plumbing, carpentry, and it don't make no difference who you call. It's going to be, that's a pattern. I had a wonderful visit out at a center the other day. Wonderful visit. Man,